Hello and welcome to the Daily Comic and Collectible, episode 284. Now, today, the collectible of the day is the Mezco Toys 112 Collective PX Previews Exclusive Commander Rogers action figure. Vowing to serve his country any way he could, young Steve Rogers took the super soldier serum to become America's one-man army, fighting for the red, white, and blue for over 60 years. Captain America is the living, breathing symbol of freedom and liberty. Meticulously developed to capture his SHIELD agent look, this 112 Collective Commander Steve Rogers action figure features over 32 points of articulation, with intricate head sculpt, incredible real cloth costume detailing, and lots of accessories, for a final product with an iconic vision and a real-world look. Box includes Commander Steve Rogers action figure, holographic Invisishield, knife, 11 interchangeable hands, and iconic base with posing post. Released by Mezco Toys. Now the comic of the day is Avengers Standoff, Assault on Pleasant Hill Omega, number 1, with a cover date of June 2016, with story by Nick Spencer, art by Daniel Acuna and Angel Unzueta, and this is the Arthur Adams Connecting variant cover. This is part of the Avengers Standoff event. 6 months ago, Rick Jones leaked files exposing a top-secret SHIELD security program codenamed Kobik, which would allow authorities to use cosmic cube fragments to make changes to the fabric of reality. After a public outcry, SHIELD director Maria Hill claimed the program was shut down, but she secretly used the fragments, which had evolved into a sentient little girl named Kobik, to create an idyllic small town called Pleasant Hill, where imprisoned supervillains lived peaceful, ordinary lives that Kobik made up for them. But the peace didn't last. A group of villains, restored to their true forms by the Fixer and led by Baron Zemo, rebelled against their SHIELD handlers and took hostages. The Avengers and the Unity Squad arrived at Pleasant Hill, only to be caught up in the chaos of Kobik's reality-bending powers. And no one was more altered than Steve Rogers, who was restored to youth and vitality. But Kobik disappeared after restoring Steve, and now the race is on to find her, because whoever finds Kobik controls Pleasant Hill, as well as all of reality. We open with Baron Zemo standing in front of a bunch of SHIELD agents tied up and held captive with bombs strapped to them. Zemo complains about how they were toyed with and manipulated by the use of Kobik, and that Pleasant Hill Prison was the worst form of mind control and abuse. Zemo shoots several SHIELD agents in the head and tells the rest he will use the power of the cosmic cube within Kobik to control them all and make them all slaves. We then cut to Kraven the Hunter, who is with Kobik. Tapster and Fixer arrive carrying a supposed present for Kobik. Kraven has her look closer at the device as they activate it, trapping her inside a small energy field. Meanwhile, at the Pleasant Hill Museum, the caretaker leads Kincaid to a storage room. He locates and opens a box, and the old caretaker transforms into the previous Quasar, and inside the box are the quantum bands. He says he believes Agent Kincaid was looking for these. We now meet up with about 104 different Avengers teams that now populate the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe, and all meeting together and leading them all is the young Commander Steve Rogers in his prime, restored to his peak power. It's then that Commander Steve Rogers gives a speech about how they should not be fighting with each other and how it makes them weaker, and they must get back to fighting evil. And he ends with the famous Avengers Assemble. Back to Baron Zemo and his villainous army, we find out that he's captured Maria Hill and Dr. Selvig, and shows that he has the cube in his possession. Zemo also mocks Selvig for still referring to the cube as an actual girl. Suddenly, we have all the Avengers teleport onto the scene. The Avengers start whooping booty until Graviton creates a shield. That's what Zemo is told that the cube will be operational in 2 minutes. Unfortunately, nothing the heroes can do can break through the shield. Not Thor, Nova, nor Vision. Then we see Agent Kincaid dressed up as Quasar, and she easily blasts through the shield. Vision then blasts the containment unit for the cube, freeing Kobik in full little girl temper tantrum mode. Kobik calls Zemo a jerk and Selvig a liar, but they were just trying to hurt her and use her, so she teleports both of them to the Himalayan mountains. The villains all make a run for it, and Maria Hill tells the Avengers to relax. She has it covered. That Mach 7 got their distress signal out. We then have S.H.I.E.L.D. cavalry arrive, and the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. join together in the taking down of the villains. During the final battle, Steve and Sam have a talk. Sam says Steve should become Captain America again, but Steve replies no because Sam is now Captain America. Sam says he wasn't saying he was quitting. Steve replies, "We share it?" He replies, "Yeah, why not? There's 2 Spider-Mans these days." And the story ends with Quasar's monologue. As the battle raged, all the Avengers came together as one, both new and old, and took down the villains. Geek Fact: this is considered a key issue, being the first appearance of Admiral Kincaid as Quasar, and also the first full appearance of Kobik. Bonus Geek Fact: this story contains 2 main Avengers teams. The Avengers, led by Captain America Sam Wilson, and the Avengers Unity Division, led by Commander Steve Rogers. Another bonus geek fact: Wendell Vaughn, the original Quasar, started to lose control over the alien quantum bands and left them to S.H.I.E.L.D. to keep them from falling into wrong hands. When S.H.I.E.L.D. created the secret prison town of Pleasant Hill, he became the curator of the museum, where the bands were kept, in case the cosmic cube Kobik needed to be neutralized. And final geek fact: the quantum bands are energy manipulation devices of an immense power that the cosmic being Eon awarded to those appointed as protectors of the universe. The bands could draw upon quantum energy for numerous effects. The first appearance of the quantum bands was in Fantastic Four, issue number 164, with the cover date of November 1975. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me for another Daily Comic and Collectible, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. This is Cat Fan Comics Man, and I'll catch you on the flip. Over and out.